All right, what's up, you guys? This is an online recorded lecture for March 4th. Okay, I just put in the grades for the midterms, so check up on those. It's pass fail. For those of you that are failing, okay, please try and get your way back in there with the quizzes and assignments to come, okay? There's still plenty of time, okay? I hope everyone passes and does well enough. Doesn't take too much, okay? The quizzes you can always retake as needed, all right? There as many times before that due date, okay? And so no excuse for anything less than 10 out of 10. Assignment 2, thanks for those that redid assignment 2, thought it went well. You guys are starting to pick up and get it, okay? This is all just gonna progress and help us for our project at the end of the semester. That being said, we're gonna go into some static stretching today. We're just gonna go over mostly static, but there's 3 types of stretching. Okay, we've got ballistic, which we kind of stray away from. We've got dynamic, and we've got PNF. That's our proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, and that's more partner stretching. Okay. That being said, we usually like to hold everything around 15 to 30 seconds. The ACSM wants us to. More older adults, okay, it's going to be around a minute. That being said, we're just going to focus on 15 to 30 seconds. I'm going to go through some stretches through the whole, through the full body, okay? You guys can follow along, you can stretch with me, but kind of identify a few cues when I talk about certain muscles and what we're doing, maybe on a quiz up here soon as well. That also being said, I'm not gonna hold for 15 to 30 seconds. It's gonna be like 10 seconds or so. Okay, so to start, this muscle, let me just clear this out. Okay, so this muscle right here, this is our anterior tibialis, okay? Now, you're like, all right, how do I stretch this guy in here, okay? If I get, a lot of people with shin splints may utilize this, okay? Or the best thing for shin splints, stay away from using it in general. But to stretch the anterior tibialis, we want to put the foot into, rather than our plantar flexion, which is what we're in most of the day. Sometimes people are when they like to walk around their tippy toes, or when they're getting around campus really fast, they're up on the tippy toes, that's plantar. We're gonna actually, we're gonna stay in that plantar flexion, okay? And then we're gonna just drop the knee. So, this is how it's gonna look. Okay, I'll step into the camera view. Foot's gonna come out here. I'm up on the tippy toe, and I'm just gonna drop that knee. So I'm gonna drop the knee, drop the knee, drop the knee, and I'm gonna feel stretch all the way down in here, okay? So I'm gonna hold for 15 to 20 seconds. This is for our anterior tibialis. Woo! Okay, then I would switch legs, obviously do it on both, dropping this knee, dropping both knees really, getting into that lower plane, letting it stretch right there, okay? So, like I said, I'm not gonna hold for that long just because I wanna get through this, don't wanna make it super long. That's our first one. Now, when we wanna stretch the soleus, we wanna keep, when we contract the agonist, okay, what's gonna happen is we're also gonna relax or stretch the antagonist muscle. So for this next one, when we wanna do the soleus, okay, we're not gonna necessarily do the gastroc. If we remember the muscles and how they work, we wanna be able to get the soleus. What's a good one here? So I'm gonna utilize my squat rack here, okay? Foot's gonna go pressing again, so now rather than plantar flexion, we're in dorsiflexion, okay? Going up against the squat rack, pressing that heel into the ground, hips come forward, okay? So all my weight comes forward, chest comes forward, and I can feel the stretch within the soleus, okay? I'm gonna have a little bit, so I'm locked out right now, I'm gonna bend the knee just a little bit more, okay? Okay, so I can also change this a little bit if I want. All soleus, I can have the knee mostly locked out. If I want to utilize more hamstring, okay, I can bend the knee slightly as well. So 15 to 30 seconds there. Switch legs, toe goes up, bar, so you guys can use a wall at home for this. Press into, oh yeah, that's nice. Now, knees a little more bent. extent, okay? Getting a little bit more hamstring. Nice. Pushing the hips back for hamstring as well. But we'll talk about the hamstring in a sec. That's mostly for our soleus. Now, when we want to do our gastroc, the gastroc, we want to keep the heel down a little bit more, okay? So we're actually going to keep the heel down for the gastroc rather than go up into our dorsiflexion. We're going to keep this back heel down. I'm going to have my hips go back, okay? And then my upper weight goes forward. So I'm going to just press into this ground, okay? I like to do these barefoot. I'm a really big believer in barefoot training. Pressing that hips back, all the weight's going back into that heel, okay? Bring the chest forward, and I get a nice stretch within the gastroc. All right. So, to extension. Same thing here. Backing down for that gastroc. And I can even get over more into a lunge more. Get a little bit deeper into it so that knee goes forward in the front. I'm gonna get a little bit deeper if I keep that heel cemented in the back the entire time. Okay, that's nice, 15 to 30 there. Okay, so moving out of our calf area, we're gonna go into the quads, okay? And so when we talk about like those biarticulate muscles, the one in the quad is gonna be the rectus femoris. So that guy's gonna start way up here on our iliopsoas or our hip flexors, okay? And we're gonna move all the way down, a little past the knee, okay? So with the rectus femoris, we've gotta get some knee flexion in there, all right? And then, so a lot of people know, like with the knee flexion, getting into the hip and the quads, a lot of people know this guy. So standing up here, just pulling back. So what I like to do is I'm gonna stand, or gonna lay on the ground, get on my side here. I'm gonna go on my side and I'm gonna pull back here, okay? Hand, I can just lay my head on my shoulder here. I'm gonna pull back a little bit more. Now what this allows me to do, allows me to bring that back foot a little farther down, okay, on the ground. So if I get that, now I'm working about the bottom lateral third of the quadriceps. So we're working all the foreheads here. And I'm just gonna hold, okay, 15, 30, boom, and I can rotate it up. Good stretch here, okay? So good knee flexion, we're in there, backing it down, okay. Now, one thing I wanna do, I'm gonna get more hip work. I wanna be able to move into the runner's lunge, okay? So I'm gonna change the foot by grabbing it to get more quads. So basically runner's lunge here, I'm gonna push in far as possible, okay? So I'm getting deeper up into the rectus femoris, getting more hip flexor work, all right? So I'm pressing in here. Now, more quad involved. So this is really tough. I'm gonna go this side instead. So I've got my hips working, hips go forward. Now I wanna get this quad involved. Bring that foot up. I'm gonna hold that foot there. Now weight goes forward, okay? So we're in that runner's lunge. Now I'm getting good use of knee flexion, getting up deep into the hip flexors. I'm getting the quads involved as well. So this is a great one for rectus femoris. Nice, perfect. So that's a good one there to take with you guys, all right? Sorry, I'm all up here. I'm just changing my notes really quick. So now let's go to the posterior chain. We're gonna talk about the hamstrings. All three muscles, biarticulate, okay? The first one, what was the first one I want to do? Oh yeah, let's, all right, perfect. So a lot of the times, what we'll do for hamstrings or lower back for that part is everyone wants to go like this, right? So we're gonna go bent over, touching here, right? Okay, so I like to add a little variation. I like to cross the legs in here, okay? Rounded back, that's okay, okay? Naturally, all right, we don't have a lot of load. I'm not holding dumbbells, okay? I'm not putting any real stress to the spine there. Okay, I don't want to get used to that, but if I can flatten out my back, I'm definitely going to feel it a little bit more. If your back's a little bit rounded, and you just want to hang for a sec before you get into it, that's fine. But now if I bring my back flat, I push the hips back, I get a good stretch all the way down that hamstring. Okay, got one leg in front, take it out, and then we're going to go the other leg in front of me now. Okay, here. Just like that. Okay, now taking it to the ground. All right, one leg goes out in front, here, one leg goes back, and I'm just gonna stretch here, okay? Straightening this as far as possible, okay? And I can bring it up even farther. I like to almost go a little farther up so I'm not pushing down on that leg too hard, that back leg. But I'm gonna stretch here, okay? I can't get my leg all the way bent out or locked out, I like to have a little bend within the front knee, but I'm pulled here, okay? We go 10 to 15 seconds here. I'm very inflexible. And then we would like to switch legs, okay? So I'm here, now I'm backing down, boom, switch arms, coming across, now we're there, okay? That's another awesome one, as you're putting the foot in the front into extension, okay? So one thing we want to do is we want to add our hip adductors, AD, okay, taken away from the midline. So by sitting down and being able to pull the feet apart, right here is a great one. Start with that. Feet go apart, okay? And I'm just gonna slowly walk my hands up, get a nice stretch, okay? I don't wanna have my back too rounded on this, okay? Or to the point where my back gives out. This is one of those ones where if I can keep my back straight as they go up, okay, keep it pretty upright torso. As soon as I bend and give out, I can stop there. So this is a good one for me. I just don't want my lower back to round too much. The upper back's it's gonna bend just by the nature and mechanics of the stretch. But as soon as that lower back starts protruding too much, we'll stop the exercise. So I'm gonna hold for 15 seconds here. Sometimes it's good with this. This is good for PNF. Holding a towel with a partner, they bring the towel forward, okay? And then you bring the towel back, and they're gonna be in the same stretch as you, and you can use a long towel, go back and forth, hold for like 3 seconds at a time, moving back and forth, okay? So now, a lot of people know, so I think, what was that called, the butterfly stretch? I believe that is the butterfly stretch. So now, we are gonna get our lower back a little more involved, okay, as well. So, put those adductors down here. This is probably the worst one we got yet. Okay, you guys can't really see it, sorry. That's a bad angle. Okay, we're gonna go here. Feet go out wide to the side, okay, here. Butt goes down here, and then I'm just stretching. Oh man, this is killer. Now I'm moving down here. I can't even get my feet that far out. If I wanna get my feet farther out, if I get the feet farther out away from me, that's just not possible for me. I'm not too flexible. I gotta get a little more flexible within the hips for that. But you get farther back onto the heels, feel a little bit more as well, okay? We can stretch this forward here and just hold. Getting loose and getting good flexion. So 10 to 15 seconds in that one. I'm not gonna hold it very long. I'm already killing in that. Another one of the most common hamstring ones we see is we're gonna sit on the ground and we're gonna get a little bit of lower back involved. So foot goes in, typical here, okay, if you guys can see me. Foot goes here. Now I'm gonna take this opposite hand, reach and stretch it forward, okay? So I'm stretching forward here, boom, getting used to the lower back. As you can see, I'm not that flexible, but 15 seconds here, okay? Keeping this leg straight on an extension of the leg, same exact thing. Okay, one more thing too with the with our, I don't know what it's called. It looks like a frogger stretch, I'll call it. It looks like a frogger. So I'm here, I'm just gonna rotate so I can even get a little bit more of hip involved, and I can get some more stretch within not only like my rear delt and maybe rhomboids, but also some lower back, is by stretching that hand out. So if I can stretch that hand out and I'm back down into this, okay? If I can stretch this right hand out and then I rotate about it, I'm gonna get a nice stretch there, okay? Same thing on the other side, doing the left arm, stretching that forward. You can see I'm rotating about and I'm stretching all the way down near the rear delt. We're getting some middle of the back, okay? And the lower back's gonna be involved. What now? So abductors, okay? Great one for the abductors, getting some glute medius involved. We're gonna get a foot over like this, so just like this, boom, or I can go here, as so, and now I'm getting that glute medius involved, okay, stretching here, bring this knee up farther, bring this knee in closer to my chest, we're gonna get deeper into the stretch, okay, hold here, farther I can get my knee out. This is a great one for PNF as well, so if someone was to take my knee and push it a little farther out, okay? I'm gonna work a little bit farther down, okay? So 10-15 seconds hold there with our abductors, okay? And another great one there too. Just push in. Another great one we could do is move this leg under, boom, get it under here, okay, and I'm just gonna sit here. So back leg goes back, leg threads the needle, comes under. Let's see if you guys can see me, sorry. Boom here, and now I'm just back down, okay? Chest goes to the floor. I can stretch it out a little bit farther. I'm gonna get a little bit more of a stretch. Really get into the abductors, okay? And then I would switch, do the same thing on the other side. This is a side angle view, threading that leg through. Okay, hands go down, boom, hold them here, okay? 15 seconds, out of time, 15 to 30. All right, so yeah, one thing that we can do to move up the kinetic chain and get into our lower back or that quadratus lumbar, that muscle back there, we can utilize, I think some people call it happy baby in yoga, maybe wrong there, but, or, I don't know, you like roly-poly, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna roll on my back, okay? I'm gonna bring my knees to my chest, so we'll come from a side angle here, and I'm just gonna hold here, okay? I'm holding and I'm rolling back and forth here. I'm moving up the spine, okay? And we're just gonna hold. So this is now gonna become a little bit more dynamic, so we're moving with motion instead of static, okay? And I'm gonna lead into a few others that are gonna give me more dynamic mobility. Hold here. And now I can switch. I can kind of roll onto the right, the left. Oh, not too much. But it's like I'm an egg. We can call that happy baby, okay? Some other stuff for the back is if I get into a tabletop position right here, both hands come up, down here. I'm in this tabletop position. Take one hand and I'm gonna thread the needle through, okay? Bringing it through here. Getting the back involved, so I'm also getting the rear delt, rhomboids. Okay, good stretch here. Boom, hold, and then switch, okay? So threading the needle here, coming down, stretching all the way out, and dipping low, okay? That's a good one as well, when we want to utilize the back. So another, and the mid back, and I'm getting some hip involved as well as I stretch across the body. Another, so now moving into more dynamic movements that I was just talking about. Let's just utilize some yoga movements. So you guys know yoga. We got our cat-cow tabletop position again, okay? Back flat, and now I'm just gonna sink, okay? Sink into that shoulders, and now projecting up, okay? Shoulder, scapula is depressing, okay, coming down. Bringing my center of mass in, so I'm coming in, shoulders go up. Now I press out, okay? So this is our dynamic movement. Core is being engaged, but getting the rhomboids involved as well. Up in here, okay? No moving here. Now from this, you can move into Cobra, okay? I'm sure everyone knows this. This is like my favorite stretch, okay? I come in, and now I lengthen within the spine, rectus spinalis being stretched, okay? Shoulder blades, back, okay? And now I can come out of it too and go back into a cat-cow so I can sink, come up and out, and then I can go into the Cobra once again. Boom. Okay, getting a good stretch there. All right. Going more into the upper body, stand up. We just got a few more minutes, so just hang with me, okay? We know with the pecs, we're utilizing horizontal abduction, so we can utilize our arm all the way out, or we can put our arm more bent. So how this will work, you can grab like a wall at home, you can grab squat rack, for example. All right, and now I'm just gonna, oh no, you can't even see me. All right, I'm gonna stretch here. I'm gonna turn my center of gravity away, so you can almost go around here a little bit more. And now I'm just pulling and stretching, okay? Utilizing that biggest muscle in our chest. Okay, hold for 15, 30. Now what I can also do here is I can bend this elbow, okay? And I can press more against it. So I'm pressing against, and then I can turn my head. Activating a little bit more here. So then I would do the same thing on the other side. Pop here, okay? And just hold, and getting a good stretch there. Shoulders getting worked, anterior, delt as well. Now I hold, press through that. You can turn the head a little bit, get more anterior delt stretch. Boom. So that's also great as well. Okay, I love that one. Some other stuff, if you guys have any bands or even a towel at home, okay, you could do some band retraction, okay, pulling the band apart, pinching the shoulder blades together. Now we're coming forward. Pulling the band apart, pinching the shoulder blades together, coming apart, okay? Another great one for the upper back, take the band around here, pull it through, okay, we've got like our knot, and I'm just gonna hang. So now I'm gonna work more of the rhomboids, come here, and I'm just gonna let this hang here. So you can see the band's all the way out, and I'm just gonna stretch. And I'll hold for like 3 or 4, 5 seconds. This is good for your rotator cuff as well, moving around. 4, 5, and then I can switch that arm. Same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stretch, hold, letting everything out, everything loose. That's also a PNF stretch you can use with a partner. Someone grabs your arm, uses your hand, works perfectly as well, okay? Another one I can end with, we can get some more rear delt, upper body involved. If I was to just set my arm on a desk, let's say this is my desk, okay? And I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna thread the needle. I would put all my pressure on a desk. I'd have this hand flat here, pressing through, okay? You can do this at my computer all day while I'm on Zoom, for those of you guys that are, and you can go back and forth, okay? You can even get like good wrist flexion as well, okay? If you're on the knees, here, hands come in, and we're just gonna hold here, okay? Great for a lot of power lifters or anyone in CrossFit, anyone who really utilizes a lot of Olympic weightlifting, okay? Stretching and getting a lot of, oh, my Apple Watch is speaking to me. Getting those wrists flexible and stretched as possible. That's our stretching unit today. Quick and short, quick and easy, about 25 minutes, you guys, but please take notice of it. There will be a pop quiz coming up soon, sooner than later, so, and we'll be over some stretching, some foam rolling, and a few other items in class to make sure that you guys have been paying attention. But other than that, appreciate your support. You guys have a great weekend. We will meet again here. We will meet again in class on Tuesday. Probably no more online recorded lectures for the rest of the semester, but keep updated with the syllabus. So keep looking at it. If you have a Word document, download the syllabus. Do not follow that. Go onto the BB Learn, check the syllabus, okay? Constantly and regularly. It's changing a lot, so check up on that. And if you guys have any questions, email me. All right, have a good weekend. Shalom.